What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Arie here, and today we're going to be talking about 5 Facebook ads mistakes that you may be making that are actually costing you a lot of money. Now, some of these are not necessarily mistakes, but just things that you may have not been aware of, so I strongly suggest that you pay attention to this video. And you know what? We're not even going to waste any time explaining this. Let's just hop right into it. So the first mistake that you may be making right now is not retargeting. So what I mean by that is not showing ads to the people that have already seen your ads or that have maybe visited your website. Now, this is a classic rookie mistake, and trust me, I understand, like, a lot of people don't really know how to retarget. And as you can see here, I have 3 different campaigns, and the reason why I have these pulled up right here, this is for one of my brands that I'm building right now. But now, as you can see, the bottom one here is the one that has spent the most money. So I'm sure from this you can already tell that this is our cold targeting campaign. So this is the campaign where, you know, we're showing ads to people that have never ever even seen our brand, right? These are random people, let's just say people who love, you know, makeup or something like that, just as an example, but they've never been aware of our brand. And as you can see, you know, the ROAS on this campaign is 1.94. Now, for this particular product, the break-even ROAS is actually 1.5. So we're actually pretty profitable even in the front end when it comes to cold targeting. But as you can see on these campaigns above, these campaigns are retargeting campaigns. And as you can see, the ROAS on these are tremendously different and a lot higher. And the reason why, guys, is because, you know, not everybody's gonna buy the first time they see your ad or the first time they visit the store. Maybe they, you know, for whatever reason, they left your store and maybe they just need one extra push in order to buy. So this is why it's really important to retarget everything, guys. So in these campaigns, actually, I'm retargeting literally everything, like people who have viewed 3 seconds of my video, 25%, 50%, 75%, 95%. People that have visited my website in the past 30 days, people that have added to cart in the past 30 days. And I do recommend that you just do the past 30 days. You could do past 14 days or like 3 days and just create a really complicated funnel. But just to make it simple on you, the best way to start, to be honest, is just to create a custom audience of the people that have performed an action after seeing your ad in the last 30 days. And if you do want a more detailed video exactly on how to retarget, I'll link one in the description so that you can go ahead and watch that. But stay tuned on this video because I still have 4 more tips that I want to cover. Now, moving on to the next tip, guys, this one is actually kind of important as well. A big mistake that I see people doing is targeting only one specific country or just the big 5 countries. Now, trust me, I've heard it all. I understand that a lot of people see better results with that type of targeting, but me personally and from my students as well, that has not been the case. And as you can see here, we're on Audience Insights on Facebook, and I looked up the online shopping interest, and the crazy thing is that the US only makes up about 10% of the overall interest, which is pretty insane. Now, of course, the United States has a lot of purchasing power, but that's not to say that other countries don't as well. So, you know, United Kingdom, Turkey, we have a bunch of other countries that are pretty tied up in terms of how interested they are in online shopping. So in my opinion, it's a big mistake to neglect a lot of these countries and not at least try to target them, right? Like, if you don't see results continuously targeting a bunch of these countries, then of course, maybe switch up your strategy a little bit, but I wouldn't just blindly not test these countries just because someone else told you not to. That's a big tip that I think a lot of people could use, especially nowadays with, you know, CPMs rising and stuff like that. I think you really need to start being more creative with your targeting. So this is a big way in which you can do that. So hopefully this helps you guys out. As you can see, there's a ton of countries here to target. Of course, you know, third world countries are not likely to convert, so maybe don't target those. So just keep that in mind. Now, the next tip is actually a pretty important one as well, and it's gonna be neglecting different placements, guys. Now, most people only test Facebook feeds and Instagram feeds. That's honestly how I start testing products. But once you test a product, you have to start thinking of creative ways to keep it at a profitable rate or make it so that you can scale it further. And an easy way to do that is actually to test different placements. So a big placement that has been working really well for myself and a lot of people is actually Instagram story ads. And the reason why is because it's still a relatively new placement to target. Not a lot of people are using it. And of course, Facebook ads are auction based. So if not a lot of people are bidding in a particular placement, that means that it's likely to be cheaper to advertise in that placement. So make sure that you test that out. And of course, Instagram stories are vertical images or videos. So if you don't have, a vertical image or something to test out, then a square will work just fine. I mean, it does look a little odd, but it's not gonna make a huge difference. And a secret value nugget I wanna give you here is that you can actually take my first tip with retargeting and test out Instagram story ads for retargeting. This is a really awesome thing to test out, so I strongly recommend that you do that. Now, moving on to the next mistake that you may be making that's costing you a lot of money, it's actually gonna be not testing weird things. So this also kind of goes along with the other things that I've said, right? Like when it comes to the entrepreneur niche, it's easy to just follow the crowd and do what everyone else is doing, right? But like I just told you, Facebook is an auction-based system. So going with the masses is not always a good idea, because if you do, chances are you're gonna get higher cost. Now, of course, this isn't always the case, right? Like there are things that just tend to work better than others. But what I mean by testing new weird things is, for example, these ad sets that I have selected over here, these 3 ad sets. Now I have a lot of this blurred out, like I said, because I have a lot of different product names, and of course just different things that I just really don't want all of my subscribers to see. But I'll tell you exactly what I'm testing in these ad sets, and what I'm testing is actually lookalikes, video view lookalikes and view content lookalikes, and they're higher percentage lookalikes, 6% and above. So actually it's 6% and 9%, and I'm narrowing that down with engaged shoppers, and I'm doing them at $7 a day. So something just totally weird, right? Like this doesn't make any sense. Nobody out there is going to tell you to narrow down your lookalikes with engaged shoppers. No one's gonna tell you to do $7 a day or whatever. But I said, you know what? I don't care what anybody says. I'm gonna test it out and I'm gonna see if it works or not. And guess what? As you can see, these are some of my best performing ad sets. So clearly this worked for me. Now, I'm not recommending that you go out there and test these exact ad sets. This is only for, if you're scaling or if you already have a lot of winning ad sets. But my point here is that you shouldn't just follow what everybody says. Just test your own things. Use what you've learned when it comes to Facebook ads to create your own audiences and do your own thing a little bit. That's honestly how me and Tyler have been able to get the results that we have in the past, is just not following what everybody's telling us to do, and using our common sense and the skills that we've acquired already to do new things and to and basically just to test things out. So that's a really important mistake that a lot of people make, is not test new things. They just go ahead and do the same old thing over and over and expect to get new results. Now, the next mistake that a lot of people make, and this one might be a bit controversial, but it's neglecting your social media pages. Now, what I mean by this is not posting on your social media pages, and by social media pages I don't mean like Twitter, Snapchat, Pinterest, everything. I mean your basic 2, your Facebook page and your Instagram page. Now, I know that it may take some time to post on these consistently, but trust me, if you do so, you're gonna get higher reach, not only on the specific post, but Facebook is putting a bigger emphasis on groups and pages. So in my opinion, and this could just be my opinion, but honestly, this makes sense, so I don't see why this wouldn't be the case. Facebook prefers pages and businesses that have an engaged audience, because that gives you trust, right? If a customer sees that you're consistently posting on your pages, and you're kind of engaging with your audience, they're more likely to trust you, to give you a better review, to shop with you, or whatever it may be. So it's really important to not neglect your social media pages. And guys, this is another thing. Just because you see huge stores not caring about their social media pages and they're still successful, that doesn't mean that you should also follow in those footsteps, guys. Like I said, the theme of this video is just to not always follow exactly what everybody else is doing. I do see big stores that are getting a ton of traffic, and their Instagram page has like 200 followers and their Facebook page has like 300 likes, and they haven't posted in like 5 months, and they're still driving a lot of traffic. But you know what? I would be willing to bet that if they did focus more on their social media pages and try to build a community around their brand, around their stores, they would be getting much better results, and they would have a much higher chance of turning their dropshipping store into a long-term brand. But of course, take that with a grain of salt. If you don't have the time or the resources to, take care of your social media pages, then I guess do whatever you need to do. But these are just my tips. These are just some of the things that I personally do with my stores and brands that allow me to be profitable. A lot of people don't really talk about profits in this industry, and the reason why, it's because a lot of people are not very profitable in this industry. So, Facebook ads are getting more expensive. There's no way around it. There's more competition in the dropshipping dropshipping niche every single day. So if you're not thinking of ways to differentiate yourself and, you know, just think outside the box in some way, chances are you're gonna get the bottom of the barrel traffic, which is not gonna convert, which is, you know, just gonna turn into a huge mess for you. So hopefully these 5 tips helped you out. If you did get some value out of them, make sure you drop me a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos exactly like this. I've been trying to make at least one video every single week. I know I used to make a video every single day, but honestly, things have been really busy in my life lately. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna leave you with a couple other video suggestions right now at the end of this video. If you still wanna learn more tips like these, make sure that you click one of those videos. Maybe they'll be around the screen right now. And of course, subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications. And with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.